Hello mortal, here is THANATOS, and today we are painting Jacobus wine and his faithful animal Wisper. I start with an even base color using the airbrush and use Army Painter Hazardous Smog for this. To achieve a zenithal highlight across the entire figure, I airbrush Army Painter Leviathan Light over the entire model. To add color to the miniature, I start directly with all the wooden parts. I wash these with AK Rotwood brown wash. Of course, the color does not cover perfectly, but we will manipulate the wood later with inks. With AK Quick Gen Human Flesh, I paint all skin areas of the model. Now let's paint the leathery and fabric parts brown. For this, I'll use AK Quick Gen Leather. Since I want the entire figure to be greenish, I now paint everything except the main coat with AK Green Sky. I paint the little owl on his shoulder in contrast to the green with AK Quick Gen Orange Brown. I paint the beard, eyebrows and the eyes of the owl with AK White Grey. I paint the sickle and belt buckle with Vallejo TMM Sterling Silver base. Since the skin is a little too dark, I'm already highlighting everything with AK Basic Skin Tone. I paint all the leaves of his staff with AK Grass Green. Now I have painted all the basic colors of the model. It is still very light and there is nothing grimdark about it. We will change that now. Let the dark arts begin. First, apply a unifying wash consisting of Goons Grime and Coelia Green to the entire model. Of course, you can also airbrush this mixture on. After drying, I clean the entire model thoroughly with white spirit. I remove a lot of ink, as Jacobus is a rather light grimdark character who stands on the side of light and nature. The model could now be ready to play with if you want, but I want more and I'll start with all the green clothing items. I paint them completely with wild Tinge green. I also paint other, lower segments of the dress with the same color to create some contrasts. Once the wild Tinge green has dried, I take a soft brush and carefully blend the pigments into the base color. Using the mixture from earlier, Goons Grime and Coelia Green, I now paint over all edges of the model. Don't be sparing with the paint, you can easily blend the transitions later. After drying, the definition of the model is so much better. To make the skin look a little more lifelike, I wash it with a little Dystopian Brown. I really like the model, but it still looks very flat and I miss the typical Grimdark environment influenced realism. So I take AK Diorama Dark Earth, dilute the paste with water and sprinkle it over the lower half of the model with a brush and toothpick. I use this paste because I use the same paste as a base, so the color will match. The metal is accentuated with Vallejo TMM sterling silver light. I am still missing an eye catcher for this model. Magic? I think it's magic. It also allows me to create a nice contrast to the very greenish model. I decide for the staff, paint the part that is to glow with titanium white ink and blend the color well again with a sponge. I choose orange as the contrasting color and spray the paint over the white using an airbrush. Now all that's missing is Wisper, his faithful companion. After applying the black primer, I spray him with grey and then white so that the next color will look good. Paint the whole miniature except for the wood with AK QuickGen orange. We paint the wood the same way as by Jacobus, using AK Rotwood brown wash. I know that the animal is made of roots and vines, but I want it to be fiery and hot. That's why I paint the entire animal with a self-made cadmium yellow oil wash. Now you can clean the model with a Q-tip and a little bit of white spirit. Now I dry brush the entire model with an Ivory Black acrylic paint to make the glow even more intense. The model now looks the way I want it to. I paint the eyes with titanium white and wash the wooden part of the feet with a little bit of Goons Grime. Then I'll design the base and the minis will be ready to hunt the followers of Nurgle in Darkwater. I hope you enjoyed the video and thanks for watching. Until next time, mortal, this was THANATOS.